Analysts at Norrenberger expect the Nigerian Exchange All Share Index will close the year 2025 strong, driven by the net effect of profit-taking activities, gains stemming from stocks with strong fundamentals and dividend outlook, as well as portfolio rebalancing as yields in the fixed income market slows. Uyomi Eya, research and investment analyst, Insight Analyst at Norrenberger, joins me now for more market movement. Uyomi, thanks a lot for joining us on the show today. Let's start off really with this week. This is the first week of November. We are seeing the bears have a tight grip on the market. What's going on?
Thank you very much for having me. As you've noted, the market is trending rather bearish, or has trended rather bearish this week, and this is largely due to sell-offs, particularly of large cap stocks on the side of investors looking to take in their profits. I mean, we've seen this with MTN and the change in the previous and the price change in the previous week and this week. And even the market activity and even the market breadth, we've seen that we've noted more decliners this week than gainers for a number of reasons, other than the profit taking, as this is the earnings season, more companies come out with their financials, and that pretty much, let me say, put out or showed the standing of a number of companies that investors invested in earlier in the year. And as a result, maybe possibly some investors noted that the fundamentals on the back of some investments that they held weren't that strong, and they have also decided to take profits on the back of that as well.
Sure. And now, talking about the market movements we're seeing here, this is really not a surprise when we're looking at the five broad sectors and the performance we saw week to date. Just last week, it was a similar trend. For you now, walk us through the movements we're seeing in insurance, oil and gas, banking, consumer goods and industrial goods, and whether or not we should expect any major shifts in the coming week.
The sectors are simply reflecting the current state of the market. And I mean, if you look at the companies that have that notable, like case in point, you have Aradel, which is a very heavy weight in the oil and gas sector. We've seen that in the previous week, they were up at 869, and this week they're doing about 717, right? So you note these type of things in the banking sector. You have sell-offs in GT you have in Zenith, right? So obviously that is telling in what we're seeing in their sectoral performance, and along with the insurance sector, where you have sovereigns, ICO, that also noted some pretty notable price losses this week. So looking at all these and following the performance of these companies in recent time, it's pretty much it's pretty much a given at this point.
Okay, now, and investors are still digesting the Q3 earnings release that are coming through in the market. Walk us through some of the numbers that have caught your attention and what this means for stock price movements near term.
Well, as I noted earlier, MTN is one that's worthy of note, because in the previous year they took on a lot of losses, but as we've seen, they've been able to turn that around in their last investor stock call. We've seen that this year they've been able to turn out more profits, and they've even declared dividends on the back of that, on the back of the positive movement that we've seen. So as such, that pretty much helped to push them further in the market and again pushed sort of nudged investors to take out their profits. And even with some banks, although Access, we did see some quarterly growth with regards to some of their numbers, but year on year there was some pulling, there was some pulling or some reduction with regards to some of their numbers. But all in all, in the face of all of this, I would say that though at this point of the year, it's also important to note that at this point of the year, at this point of the year, losses are pretty much normal in the market, right? Moving forward against the holiday season. But yeah, I'll say even at that, the equities market still has its upsides in the coming period.
And